What's up, XRP family? Thank you guys for joining the video for today. We have a lot of things going on right here. Let's dig in with Jake Sherfinsky. I'm proud to announce that Blockchain S has filed an amicus brief in the SEC's case against Ripple. Now think about this, guys. This is just another company, Blockchain Association, which has formed another amicus brief. Now this is not the first one and definitely not the last one. We have had so many companies file an amicus brief in support of Ripple, right? And this is just insane. Look how many companies are actually joining Ripple because they understand how important this is for the blockchain in general, for the whole crypto industry in general, for the whole space, guys. They understand that and they do not choose sides. Now I'm going to show you another amicus brief that has been filed by another company, right? They just come, all of them, because they know how this is just gonna help the whole space. And of course we know that this lawsuit is not gonna take long anymore, and Ripple is gonna create such a great example for the whole industry, right? So, and actually guys, think about this. This is all the plan from the beginning. They're just stalling the time. Why do you think that the ISO migration has been postponed until March 2023? So all these things are not by some kind of coincidence, guys. These people plan everything ahead. In short, the SEC is wrong on the law, and its pattern of regulation by enforcement is harmful of both US crypto companies and the investors, and it's meant to protect. From our introduction summary of argument, SEC's chair Gary Gensler recently opined without significant explanation that the vast majority of tokens are securities. Put simply, that view cannot be the law. And it will not be the law, guys. It will not be the law, because we can just show you now from like Visa is actually opening a Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP wallet. Why would they do that? Why would they do something like that if they know that there's going to be something in the law that says, listen, all the tokens are securities? You think these big companies will support crypto if this happens, guys? So just think about it for yourself and understand that this is just the beginning of a very, very new future. For years, the SEC refused to provide guidance on the definition of an investment contract. Instead, the SEC pretends the law is clear and then pronounces its views for the first time in actions like this one. That's regulation by enforcement. As far as I know, the SEC has never addressed these assets before. We learned the SEC's views on the fact patterns that it believes qualify them as securities for the first time in a federal complaint rather than in guidance or rulemaking. This is regulation by enforcement. And true, they are enforcing. They are not guiding. They should be guiding. They should be protecting investors. But as a matter of fact, they are actually harming investors. They do not provide guidance. They provide enforcement, which is the opposite of what they have to do, right? Very clear. Visa, $1 trillion company to launch Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple XRP wallet. This is huge, guys. This is just another example of how the space is innovating, right? And going to be integrated with a lot of things. Finally had time to review this. It's excellent, especially for non-Ripple holders, XRP, and users of the XRPL. Some thought. So the Blockchain Association has filed a request to file an amicus brief. It doesn't take Ripple's side. It leaves to Ripple the heavy lifting of disproving the alleged violations of Section 5, but it fights the good fight for the industry and users of the XRPL in particular. As someone building on the XRPL, this was gratifying. I suspect from debates on Twitter that the SEC did such a good job of maintaining optionality that key advisors were unaware of the breadth and damage of the SEC view until it was forced to lay out an application for summary judgment. Many thought the SEC was targeting Ripple sales only and continued to believe the SEC was not maintaining the token was the security even in secondary markets. The SEC's position now being undeniable, this brief rises to challenge in 3 ways. It eviscerates the SEC's efforts to expand Howey to cover secondary token sales. It shows how nobody has clarity as to both registration and all the square peg round holes rules regulating securities. It stomps on the SEC's attempt to creep into international sales. Some additional comments. It highlights the benefits of the amici. Each brief can and does focus on a different aspect of the case, giving a combination punch effect that also overcomes the otherwise restrictive word limit. I think the brief is weakest in dealing with efforts of others. This prong bugs me the most. How he talks about solely from the efforts of others solely has been watered down to substantial, and now the SEC talks about any efforts and any others. Presumably the efforts should be those of another party to their contract, transaction, or scheme. It can't mean efforts by anybody else, and Supreme Court's emerging major questions doctrine. So finally, a big thank you to FinLaw for continuing post these filings with such speed. Definitely, FinLaw is always on time. And here you can see a brief down actually of what is happening. So digital asset banking, probably nothing, only a bank in Texas. Look at this, guys. This is a bank in Texas. Look what they did. New tab on website. Digital assets. Real-time settlement. Buy, sell, trade crypto. Custody assets. Asset enablement. Issue and mint. IMO. Liquidity hub. This is insane, guys. Right? This is new on the United States Texas Bank website. Right? Why do you think they're doing that? Why do you think coming soon? Why do you think everything is changing? It's because XRP is coming, guys, and it's gonna change everything, right? Investor Choice Advocates Network, ICAN, has formally filed its amicus brief in support of Ripple. Again, another one, right? So you can see that Ripple has tremendous support on this case and is really going in a good pace. Down the Ripple Visa rabbit hole. Ripple has launched a partnership with Currency Cloud. Visa has finalized a $930 million acquisition of Ripple partner Currency Cloud. Insane, right? This is another thing that Visa is doing. So it just keeps going, guys. It just keeps going. This is an interesting one. Please don't take this as a 100% accurate date or in financial advice, because it's not. Mr. Pool visual representation of what we're about to witness. I think this is approximately true, right? This is something we could see, guys, but please don't take it too seriously, right? So the pump really starts 15th of January, which many riddlers and many things point to January actually being a moon date, right? If nothing happens in November, January has to be something, because excuse me, all the riddlers and all the things point to this date. So here we can see 15th February is the pump, a small retraction, then we have 15th of February, second pump, a big retracement, and then March, end of March, with the ISO migration, everything goes up, up, and up. And this is quite possible, guys. So just be ready, because we are closer than ever, right? CBDCs have the potential to enhance innovation, solve for inefficiencies, and increase financial inclusions, but for many, privacy remains a concern. Digital Pound shares more on the considerations for developing a CBDC. Guys, wake up, guys. Digital Pound Foundation, they work together. Look at this, guys. Goodbye privacy and anonymity. So this is a big concern, right? Because we know that central banks, like the CBDCs that come, guys, it's about control, right? This is something very known. Central bank issuing a CBDC does not have the same profit maximization and commercial imperatives of a private stablecoin or tokenized e-money issuer, right? So we should also recognize that increased access to data and the associated perceived decrease in privacy is by no means the sole drive for explorations into a CBDC or new forms of digital money. The introduction of digital currency, if well designed, has the potential to promote innovation, enhanced efficiencies, and greater financial inclusion. It can also underpin a more resilient and competitive payment landscape. All of these can support the central bank in fulfilling its objectives to maintain monetary and financial stability, as well as supporting the UK in its transition to digital economy. Okay, this is happening, guys, whether we like it or not. Now, this is a funny video of this guy. He literally said, why has Ripple failed in 2018? Look at this. This has aged very well.
I've had the chance to do some stuff in banking and supply chain management and payments and all that stuff. You might say everybody loves the idea that crypto is really great for payments. Okay, awesome. Why has Ripple failed? Why is the only thing that's perceptibly valuable about Ripple XRP, the currency that they don't really even need on the platform? And the reason is because the business model is flawed and banks don't really want it, and it doesn't solve enough of a problem, right? And that's super important, right? Because it sort of highlights, if you understand how the technology works, highlights that it's just not there, it's just not good enough, not a big enough solution to the problem. So then it forces us to come back to the drawing board and reconsider, like, well, okay, is this tech fit for purpose, or do we need to do something completely different? I've had the chance to do some stuff in banking and supply chain management.
What an idiot, guys. What an idiot, seriously. And there are still people who think that XRP is not doing anything. Well, if you're still on this level, guys, you have a serious problem. But this is just disgusting, and it has aged well, right? Look at all the partnerships. So here we have Mr. Pool with a very interesting drop. This is a solar eclipse. Very interesting, guys. Blood moon. We will see what's going to happen. Anyway, be ready, because it's not going to be easy, guys. We're going to see another crash 100%, but that's when we see XRP rise. So be sure and be ready. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you in the next one. Cheers.